That's right.
Right, I'll go and get your meds. Protein. Oh, K. U. Coumarin. You want coumarin? I. N. Fading. A. Way. You want protein because you're fading away. M. My name is N. Nick Chisholm. T. H. I. This is M. My wife, Nicola. I had several seizures, which resulted in one big stroke, causing locked in syndrome. I could still talk after the seizures, but not after the stroke. Take it out. He's struggling to eat. You struggle sometimes. Oh, he's getting cross. Okay. G. O. Got space. G. M. E. Space. A. N. Angry. N. O. Now. C. A. N. Can't. S. Swallow.
What happened?
Oh, he just got angry, so he can't swallow. Because he got angry because he wasn't getting his meds and his protein. And then he kind of can't swallow because he's cross. Once you get to know Nick, you kind of don't even think about the disability. Just his passion for life. Determined, stubborn. He can be grumpy. Especially if he needs to communicate something really quick. Everything revolves around the board. So we line up the letters in between both our eyes in a straight line so I can see clearly what letter you're looking at. So I hold the board over there and you look at a letter. The first mistake is people don't move the board enough. So they just keep the board in one position and then they can't tell what you're looking at. People kind of also try and stand a bit away from you. So we always tell people to hold it close to Nick's eye. So he tries to be really patient with people. I think Nick appreciates it if someone will just pick the board up and have a go. So he just really appreciates that they're trying. Doesn't have to use the board to tell me what things to do. You learn facial signals too. More. Nicola has make everything easier. F-O for me. Yeah, I'm better. And I sing to you. Show. No. It's private. Because then they'll take me away from you and I'll end up in Hollywood. And then you'll have carers. And in your mind, all right, T, it's Hollywood.
Better?
So we've got an online bodybuilding show coming up. This will be maybe his 5th or 6th show, and it's for the New Zealand wheelchair title. With every show, Nick will decide from the photos an area that he wants to work on for the next show. He's always been really well known for his razor-sharp conditioning. This time we're going to let that slide a little and push the limits with the size. Got it?
There it is.
You got it? You got
there
it?
It is. There it is.
Now we're just starting. Now we're just starting. Come on, these are the growers. Let's go.
Here we go.
Let's go. Wind it out.
Come on.
Yeah, good boy. You're all over it. And again.
Keep
And
going.
again. What's going to hurt more, bro? These
there it
few
is.
reps or coming second? Hey?
Yeah. There it is.
All over it.
Just
Come on,
found
more.
it.
More.
Stop. Come on. Yeah.
Boy, and again. And again. Stick it out.
Good.
Boy. See, he's smiling too. See, he's in heaven right now. He's just destroyed his body and he's loving every minute of it. His rehab progression's always tracking forward and moving forward and coming a long ways, but a lot of that's based upon what he's doing with his bodybuilding, so we've developed his training to complement both. We look at the early photos from when he first started competing 3 or 4 years ago to where he's at now, and he's just getting bigger and better with every show. So with having that extra muscle and strength, it's helping him with his, you know, the real functional stuff like getting up and walking, be able to control muscles on his own without the resistance.
So Nick hasn't got much movement on his own, but if he's got resistance, he's really strong. So if you push against, or if he's got weights pushing against him, he's really strong, he can push.
Yeah, he turns his wrist just like that to tell me to push a little bit harder, or he's about to put a little bit more power into it, so he's hold on. And here we go. Which can be sometimes quite a struggle. And then his eyes tell me that he's good to go with the next stretch. And then this one. Nice.
The gym's a release, it's everything. I make gains, physically and mentally, which makes his life better and better.
500 mils. Oh, yeah, reloading again. So we're giving Nick his protein. We're going in via this tube here because when he takes fluid, he can't control, because it just comes down so fast, he can't control where it's going to go in his body, and he could end up in his lungs. So he takes all liquid via that way, and he's actually taught himself to eat again, which is pretty awesome because everything was going to have to be done like this at the start. So that's another thing that he's been able to do, is teach himself to eat, which is pretty cool. It's not just, you know, a trainer-client relationship. It's a lot more than that. It goes way deeper than that. He's one of my best mates. And, you know, I'm not always the best at making the right decisions, or I'm quite impulsive, but, you know, he's there to always keep me in line, that's for sure. One more.
All right, here we go.
Here it is. Stick it out, stick it out.
Good.
Boy. It took a while to sort of understand how special he really is and the struggle that he's had, and it's not until you understand that you really see the person that's locked inside. He's so close to death, and to come back from that and be where he is with the passion that he's got, it's just, you know, you can't, describe that. It's pretty amazing.
Nick was so strongly independent and so fiercely
competitive with his brothers, maybe the most competitive of all. He used to love mountain bike riding, loved rugby, skiing, skating, tramping, all those outdoor pursuits he loved so much. Just a happy lad.
Was playing rugby, and after I scored a try, I went all dizzy and collapsed. Several seizures, then stroke. I see you was like long nightmare. Eyes see closed, couldn't even breathe.
I walked into Nick being surrounded with tubes and him lying flat, and yes, it was very, very, very difficult. Hard to understand what had gone wrong.
I think they asked her what she wanted to do. Couldn't even open your eyes. You could just hear.
The doctors said that we had to think about Nick's life support machine, and it was so distressing thinking, does that mean that we're not going to have him anymore? And you know, Nick had made a decision to fight.
I think most doctors just say the worst case scenario. He was actually presenting a challenge to you. That's what it was. He probably knew, if I say this, that'll push him. It's called stubbornness. I always thought they fixed me. He always thought that they would fix him and that any gains that he made would help them fix him. Gains just got bigger and better. If I didn't gain enough movement, I wouldn't have met Nicola. So life's all about making gains so that he can do more with his life. So even meeting me, he wouldn't have met me if he hadn't have been going to the gym and just making those tiny gains. But she made those vintage dresses, and my bouquet that I made myself with a felt. So we had a vintage Mad Hatter's tea party for our theme, and I didn't come up with a theme, which was quite ironic considering Nick said, if we get married, you're doing everything. I'm not coming up with any ideas, I'm not doing anything, you're going to do it all.
A-S-K space Y-O-U space Nicola Jane Cole.
Quite seriously, this is probably the best day of my life. My big bro Nick is a living legend, a phrase that's used far too often. But in this case, it is appropriate. In terms of adapting and overcoming, making the most of what you've got, Nick's a guru. The class clown has become a great teacher. And to see him marry the angelic Nicola today, such a beautiful woman, is as good as it gets.
There, Pete probably thinking how he score H-E. We met on a Facebook app called Are You Interested? Basically, the app, once you join it, I think it just sends your pictures to anyone. It's a bit creepy, eh? And then you get to see people's pictures, and then there's like, you click yes if you like them and no if you don't. And then Nick clicked on me, and it said, oh, Nick Chisholm is interested in you. So I clicked yes. He was the one and only I clicked on. The one person I clicked on. How many did you click on? Was it more than one, darling? M-O-S, most. O, of them. You clicked on most of them. We were so lucky that we met. You were just, yes. So anyway, Nick sent me the link to the 2020 documentary, and he just said, before we go any further, watch this. And at first, because when you see it at first and he's in the gym, I was like, oh, he must be training. He must be training for something. Oh, yeah. Look at that. And then obviously it became clear why he'd sent me it. But it didn't put me off. Because you're so handsome. And we just started emailing from there, didn't we? Every day, every morning, every night. It was intense. We have like thousands of emails. A, F, after 7 years. 8, alone. I just wanted good. F, friend, talk to. Just wanted a good friend to talk to. Oh, that's nice. I can talk. Jim has given me life. Everybody accepts you for who you are. He's just one of the boys.
All right, here we go, brother. Getting close now, man. Last big one. Really good nudge today. Photo shoot's taken on Thursday and submitted on the Saturday with the judges looking over that and giving us the results the following Saturday. He's probably the most professional I've ever come across. Just does everything right down to a T. Game on.
Do you want to tell us how much time you actually spend in the gym?
What, your second home? Yeah. 3 hours each weekday, and sometimes in W weekend if Nicola doesn't know. Cool. Come on. Take yours off. B, bench press. 1, 0, 10 reps. Yep. First time in the bench, did 10 reps at 18 kilo. What are you doing now? Because you're well up from that, aren't you? He just goes hammers. 124. 5 at 124. Wow. 10 years. 10 years just to get to that point, isn't it? Good man, come on.
And anger is a gift.
All you, brother, come on.
I use all my anger and frustration help me in the gym.
There goes a lot. There goes the anger. Come on. Nice. Come on. Boom. Nice. Done.
All of us have to find a higher power. And for Nick, he realised that he was going to attack this fiercely, like everything he does, and he uses the hot tuna for his higher power.
Aggression, strength. So that's what the hot tuna represents to you, aggression and strength. His hot tuna has been around and helped him get through some tough times, and it's everywhere. Probably needed it, actually, getting it tattooed on your head.
And so what's up with the strapping?
The strap? Yeah. It's because one day when we were in there eating, he coughed and come flying out. But the funny thing about it was one of the boys was over here training and didn't realise that Chiz had fallen out. Like, Chiz is looking at him like this, going, like, help me, help me. And this dude's like, Chiz is watching me, I have to go hard. And he looks at Chiz, he's going, yeah, like, in the mirror. But Chiz is screaming out for, you know, for help. He thought he was giving him a rack up. So, yeah, got to turn it on for Chiz. It's funny.
People say to me, oh, it must be really hard, but it's not really hard at all. There are restrictions in our relationship. I can't just go off and do things. I have to think about where Nick is and who's looking after him, and he gives me confidence as well, and he encourages me. Anything I want to do, anything I want to try, he encourages me and he's like, yeah, go on, go for it. And maybe we have that balance where we give and take it to each other. They use the tan to define the muscles, so everything, all the shadows and things will show off all those muscles. Okay, happy? Do you want to look in the mirror? But I need to know if I've done a good enough job. Yeah. Does it look okay? From what you can see? Yeah. Yeah? Do you want glitter tomorrow? Bit of sparkle? And, oh, not space, T, H, I, this. Not this time. Yeah. It does look better. Orange. Like an Oompa Loompa.
He's pumped, eh?
Forward. Just go forward.
Look at that, man. Oh, quick.
There is different poses. You got side chest, you got double bicep, you got lat spread is the new one that we've just been working on. It's normally he's sitting down for this one, so we're going to have him standing up because so he can stand up and hold onto his chair and do that. So we're going to do it that way because it's more him.
Let's go. Let's do it.
There it is.
Come on.
On those abs in.
Come on.
Can you see?
Let that one go. Foot out.
Hips.
Hips over. Put hips forward.
Push
over.
Hold his hip. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Yeah.
Do you need me to stay there? You right? Can you get more locked? Do you want me to? Oh yeah, there it is. Good.
There it is.
There, he looks wicked there.
Okay, we'll do that.
We need to
just,
get that pose though, but I still think it's a wee bit dark. But look how big he is.
Yeah, don't worry about the darkness.
There is abs as well.
No, that's not the.
We're not
that's
worried
not going
about.
to be the finale anyway. We're going to do a couple of rounds.
Your
of
ab poses are coming. We don't care about your abs, man. Look at your chest and shoulders, and that's what's relevant for that pose.
Let's go front lats. I'll call it front lats. Let's go. Since no one can make their mind up, front lats.
Front and rear lats going to be at the end when he's standing, remember?
Just do it anyway.
But I can't see getting the most muscular better than that.
Let's just pose. Let's just pose.
You're trying to wind me up now. Not these ones.
Same as the gym, come on.
All the way, Chiz, come on. Good, Chiz, come on. All the way. Through just backwards, all night.
The posing that we were just doing, we're holding his arms in different angles and stuff to suit the different poses that we were looking to get, and providing resistance against him pushing to get the contraction in his muscles.
There was obviously a bit of tension in the air.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the bottom line is, like, we're just all real passionate about what we're doing here, so it's easy for emotions to get a little bit haywire, and, you know, just, you know, we're all best mates still at the end of the day. Who want to stay warm? Yeah. What do you think of that, brother?
Signed it.
The King Spartan. Signed it right on the Spartan too.
That they can't go down like that, would they?
Where is it comfortable for you to hold them up like that?
If they're up like that, I'm pretty sure I can hold them up.
When you done that heavy one last week, were they here?
Yeah.
Okay. Me and Nick always like to have a wee project or something on the go. And Wheelchair Warriors is a training program that we put together to assist and help people with long-term disabilities or injuries. E, now get A, N, G, now get angry. J, Jamie. Jamie really looks up to Nick. Just a young fella, he's 16, and everything he does, he tries to impress Nick and really turns on and pushes himself well beyond what he normally would.
Oi, 1,
here it is.
2, 3, 4, 5.
So for me, the gym gives you so much more mentally as well as physically, so that's why you want the classes. G, I give that to other people. S, I, the social side, is M, A, is massive. No one likes to be feeling down or not good about themselves, so it's a major part of just coming along and building that and having fun with the group. You know, if you don't get anything out of the classes, you're definitely going to get some laughs, that's for sure. Last one. G, go. Go hard. Go hard, brother. Last one. Let's go, wind it out, come on.
What's your favourite shot? What one was it? This one. You can see with the eyes popping out your head. W-I, winning. Winning again. 5th time in a row for the online competition. All that hard work paid off. Having a barbecue. T-O space. Thank everyone who helped. I think you learn not to take life or things for granted, you know, because what happened to Nick could happen to anyone. Oh, I think the more he does and the more I see, the more I think, wow.
How has Nicola changed your life? What has she brought to your life?
F-U-R-E-E. Freedom. Freedom. That's a good word. Just live life to the full, eh?
Attitude was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.